Hello everyone, welcome back to another review. Today we are reviewing Arin's Spinjitzu Battle Mech, which retails for $22.99, and it's another one of our sort of like elemental mechs, but for Arin this time. So obviously the only build in the set is the actual mech itself, and it's very basic in design. It follows a lot of the same properties that the elemental mechs from January last year had, where it has the detachable arms, detachable legs, and then detachable upper torso. So starting on the legs, you've got very different build of feet compared to some of those ones. They feel much more like boots, which is how I imagine Arin's suit would have. This whole mech is supposed to simulate Arin's suit, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion. But yeah, it looks like he's got boots on. Obviously they come up at the front. They are very open at the back, which allows you to go all the way back with the legs. However, it does mean that if your ball joints aren't the tightest, as sometimes ball joints will lose their grip, or if you just get unlucky, they don't grip very well, you can just have this thing fall over and have the legs still standing up. But then coming up the leg, you can see we've got the big armor piece that all our elemental mechs last year had. So that just symbolizes how it's a part of this line. And it does use it differently because they're used sort of as knee pads, and you can just fold them down, lift them up if you want. They don't really do much, but both legs are identical. Then coming up to the torso, so here you got waist articulation, if I can show it. Yeah, there. Full waist articulation, so you can move that full 360 if you want. Obviously legs are on ball joints, but it looks nice. You got a lot of black up here, as obviously Arin's turned a bit more dark in this season, and he might be staying that way for a few seasons, but we don't really know. It's just what his current suit is, and that's what the mech simulates. So coming up into the main torso, you can obviously lower the cockpit. It uses the same printed piece that the elemental mechs last year used. So you just open it up, you got two studs, and you can just put Arin in there. Just fold it back up, and there you go, you got him piloting the mech. All these torso builds are very similar, where they're very rounded off at the top, and you got a bit of like an accent color. So for Arin it's gold, but some other characters have different colors. Some have gold though. But he's also got a lot of trans pink throughout, so you got a bit there, bit up there, bit throughout. That either is to simulate how he's got the pink on his main suit, or it's also to show his connection to Sora, as Sora did make the mech in the show, at least. This can be seen skipping a bit to the arms. You've got the flaps, like the wings, which is very similar to how Sora had them. Then moving on to the arms, we'll start with the right, then move to the left. So on the right arm, there's not a whole lot to it. It's very thin, very basic, and it's the yellow arm. So as you can see on the Arin figure, the yellow arm. And you come on down, you got a nice sword, some flame pieces coming throughout it, but you've got this weird just gap piece. Now, it doesn't tell you to do this, but it is like the perfect spot for the Ryu mold if it wants to go on. So you can just attach it there and have Ryu on Arin's arm, which does look nice. It feels a bit off, but if you have him holding the sword like that, it looks all right. Then moving on to the other arm, this one's bulkier. It's got more of the fur, which is supposed to simulate like Ra's, obviously with fur. And then again, the right arm or left arm, the other arm is black, so it looks very nice. It feels bulkier, especially compared to this one. Sorry for the cut, but the right arm has a hook, or what looks to be a scythe. I'm pretty sure it is a hook, just because it uses the climbing hook piece, obviously. And yeah, pretty simple. You can obviously attach and deattach these. I won't do it because I'm only doing it with one hand, and it's not easy to do and hold it upright. But yeah, it's a very nice mech. Obviously combines with the other ones, which I might make a video on. So let me know if you do want to see that, because then I will do it. But yeah, it looks nice. Let's move on to the one more thing. Sorry. On the back of the arms, there's 2 clips. These clips, you know, it's just for regular accessories, so you can just chuck Arin's sword back there. He only comes with the 1 sword, and there you go. So you can chuck Arin's weapon somewhere, so it's not just laying about, which is nice. I like when LEGO does that, especially on some of their sets, as some others. I think it's actually only one this wave, one vehicle that doesn't have that, and it's kind of annoying. But yeah, that's the mech, so let's move on to the figures. So starting off with the first figure, I guess, it is Ryu in his baby form, so back in the Season 1 form. Obviously, we haven't seen this in the show since Season 1 came out, but it is nice that we still get it, so people have a way to get Ryu, and he didn't need to be included in the set. We could have had another... This could have been another way to get another one of the ninja or something. Even though most ninja are in 2 sets, it's just Nia and Zane's full versions are only in the bounty. But yeah, it looks nice. I don't have any complaints, because if you've been a Ninjago fan for a decent amount of time, just the last few years, you will have this piece. So it's nothing special. Our first actual figure and the next character is Arin. So this is the same Arin we've been getting all year in his, as a lot of people call it, dark Arin suit or evil Arin suit. And obviously he's got the right arm in black, the black cloth going over, and then the purple dragon covered over the main torso. This one doesn't come with the armor piece and hood, unlike the one in the Rogue set and the one in the Thunderfang set. However, it does come with a black half mask and Arin's hair, which I think this is the cheapest way to get Arin's hair in a Ninjago set now, as we only got it in the 2 biggest from the Tournament of Sorcerers, and then the Ninjago City from 2023. So it is a nice cheaper way to get Arin's hair in an Arin figure if someone doesn't have it yet. So that is a draw if that's what you're looking for. It comes with a prismatic blade. As we know from the leaked episodes, it's the only prismatic blade that has continued to show up in the series. So it makes sense why he has it. It feels weird not being used in any other sets, especially in the other set with Arin this wave. But LEGO, do your own thing. But yeah, he's an alright figure. Glad that he's a bit more common now, even if the full figure's only in 2 sets, and they're both decently expensive. They're not expensive, but, you know, higher in price compared to some others. And then the final and only new figure for this wave, this set, is the Spectral Dragonian. I think it's the Spectral Dragonian Scout or Warrior. I don't know the names. I haven't learnt the names. Some have legs, some have tails, but everything else is the same. It's very nice. I love the colors on these guys. And the weapons use the Monkey Kid handlebar piece, and then one of the long teeth pieces. I think that's what it is, a long tooth piece. Yeah. In this like seafoam minty green. Or blue. I don't really know how to describe it. I just really like the color. There's also a lot of trans light blue, sorry, on it, and it does look really nice. Obviously, you've got the armor piece now in dark blue and the helmet in gunmetal gray, so you can put the helmet with the previous armor from the previous waves to have a full gunmetal gray if that's what you want. But yeah, very basic figure. They come in every set, apart from the Legend sets, obviously. And yeah, it looks nice. I don't have any complaints. I'm just happy we got one to add to the army for this wave, because there's not a ton, but there's a decent amount throughout all the sets, I feel like. So that was Arin's Spinjitzu Battle Mech. Sorry. It's an alright set. I think it's definitely worth the price. Obviously, in the United States, there was a slight price increase just because of tariffs. However, even with that price increase, it still feels right for $23. My only complaint about the set is there's really no draw into getting it. I can't properly recommend this set to anyone, as unless you like the mech in the show, you really want to support Arin, or you really like the elemental mechs, there's no real reason to get this, as it comes with none of the villains, none of the other ninja in their new suits. You just get the Arin that we already have, and then a Ryu figure, which is kind of pointless to have, and the Dragonian's nice, I will say. I do appreciate that we got him. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say. It's an alright set. Get it if you're buying on a budget and you still want some of the villains, and maybe you don't have that Arin figure yet. But yeah, not much else to say, so thank you all for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.